Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cricut craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Saturdays and Wednesdays with the occasional bonus live video. To subscribe, all you need to do is make sure you click that big red subscribe button. And there's also a small button in the bottom of the video. Today we're going to make Valentines, but we're going to have the Cricut actually write out our Valentines. And these are so cute. They have little turtle erasers on them, and they say, "You're turtly awesome." These are wonderful Valentines because a lot of schools do not allow food to be brought in. So these are really great because they're just a cute little present that you can give, and you can get these really inexpensive off of Amazon. The link is down below. If you are on mobile, what you need to do is in the lower part of my video, you'll see a little downward arrow. Click on that, and that will take you to all of the description and links. So let's go over to Design Space so that I can show you how to make Design Space write out your words.
We're going to make this Valentine from scratch, and I have measured the little turtle erasers, and they're about 1.5 inches around, so we can easily use a little circle to kind of make sure that we don't have anything under where we're going to put our turtle. So what we're going to do is we can do this a couple of different ways. You can either look in an image for a card shape if you wanted to. Like we could just look up card shape and we might find something. We can also just do it with our own shape, because most of the card shapes you're going to find are going to be kind of squares or rectangles or have a bunch of different things cut. So you can do this any way you want. You can use any shape that you would like to use. It doesn't matter. It's all up to you. So I think for this one, let's just use let's do a square, and we'll just make it a little more rectangular. But I'm going to get a circle out, and I'm going to make it a 1.5-inch circle just so I can kind of see more or less where my turtle's going to sit. And I'm just going to change the color of this to something just so it stands out against our square. Because again, you want to make sure that you're not going to have any writing where your turtle is going to be. So a 3-inch card's a little bit small, so I think I'd probably want to go up to about 4 inches. And if you want this to be an exact 4 inches, you can just go up to where it says size and just type in 4. So I'm going to move our little turtle, and we'll just put him in the center. And we're doing this on a light pink cardstock. So again, just to kind of get what it's going to look like, I'm just going to put it in the color. So our little turtle sit right in the center. And what we'll do is we'll just use some text. And we're going to just put we'll use turtly awesome. Now, you can print and cut these if you would like, but I think for this one, we'll use the draw feature. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to size this down a little bit so that it will fit on our card. And I'm going to go ahead and look at a font. Now, what you can do is there's a couple options. You can click on filter and you can find their writing fonts, which these ones, if you have access, are free. If you do not, you will have to pay for them. Some of them are not included with access. So you'll see that this one doesn't have a little A next to it. It means it's not included with access. If it has a little green A, you can use that font. Now, there are a bunch of free writing fonts, and I will put the link to that down in the description below, but we're just going to go ahead and use one of their writing fonts for now. And I think that's really cute. It looks fun, and I think that's really fun. So then at the bottom, we'll just put the 2, and then we'll put from. So we'll do 2 in one spot. So let's move the 2 up, and we'll see. We'll probably make that a little bit smaller. And then we're going to add another text that's going to be for from, and that is going to be for your child to write their name on. And oops. And you want to make sure you're grabbing your font. Now, these you may need to kind of stagger depending on how long your child's name is, or maybe how long the kids from his class are. You could always do them, oops, not like that. You can always do them more of like one on top of the other if you have long names. This is all just personal preference. I will say it is a little bit difficult to grab the font because it is so gosh darn thin. And with Cricut, you have to click directly on it for it to move, which is kind of a pain, but it is what it is. So I think that looks pretty good. You can get rid of the circle because we do not need it. Now we have set everything to right, and I'm going to move this 2 over if I can just easily grab it. If not, I'm going to give up because it drives me nuts. So we'll move that over a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is select the entire thing, and you are going to attach it. because this is going to do write and not draw. So, or it's going to draw, not. So once you've attached it, you're using the draw function. Now, I will say, I think that I made the awesome a little too close to the edge for my taste. So I'm going to detach, which you just go down here and click detach. And I'm going to move this over. The word awesome is just a little too close to the edge for me. And I think it looks better like that. So now I'm going to select it and attach it again. You want to make sure that you do, in fact, attach it. So now what we're going to do is click on Make It. And you'll see here is our card. I'm going to go ahead and get the pen loaded for you guys, show you how to do that. And let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to make a couple of these. Let's make 4 of them, 1 for each of our colors. That way you can make many, many at once. And I think with this one, we should be able to fit 4 per sheet. Yeah, if you have a 12 by 12 sheet, you can do 4 per sheet. So that's really easy. I have an 8.5 by 11 sheet, but I think we'll be able to do all of them on one. So I'm going to show you a real quick trick. So see all this empty space? We might be able to fit a second one. So what you can do is just click one of them and grab it and move it over and see if it'll fit. If not, you can either go back and hit cancel. If you want to make sure you fit all 4 onto one, you can make these just a little bit smaller. And I'm going to just make them a hair smaller. I'm just going to go 3.9 for my square. And let's click on Make It. And I'm going to select the paper size of 8.5 by 11. I'm going to apply 4 of them. And it always likes to change your paper back. So make sure that you know which one you're doing. Yeah, so if you just reduce the size by just a teeny tiny bit, you can save yourself a ton of hassle and a ton of paper. So let's go over to the machine so I can show you guys how it's going to make this.
I've selected the medium cardstock to do this with, and we're going to make sure that we load our Cricut pen. So this is the one that we're going to use. It's just black. You could do any color that you wanted, but for me, I'm just going to do black. So what you need to do is open A. You're going to put your pen straight down into it like that, and hold the base of the clamp with your thumb and hit the top of the pen, like press it down with your forefinger, and then it'll click and you can just close it. You want to make sure that you do close the clamp. We're going to load our mat, and I always load by pushing on the back of the mat just a little bit, and then we're going to hit the go button. And I'm going to let you guys see this because it's going to draw, and it does take a moment to prepare and to make sure that you have your right tools in. And we're just going to go ahead and let this draw. The first thing it's going to do is write out all of our words. Now, people will recommend using non-Cricut brand pens and things like that. For me, I don't recommend that, especially if your machine is still within warranty, because that will void your warranty. And you can actually break this little part that the pen is in. There's some little clamps at the bottom that hold the pen in. Mine did break. I do need to get a new one, but it makes my pen sit not 100% flush anymore, so sometimes it'll mess up my words. So if these aren't quite 100% perfect, they'll be close enough. But just be aware that I do only recommend using Cricut brand pens for your Cricut to write. So it is a little bit slow when it writes, especially with these writing fonts, because it is all a single line, so it has to do one line at a time, just like if we were to print something in our writing. So you guys get the general idea. I'm going to let this finish up, and then I'll show you guys how we're going to attach the turtles. We've got our cards cut out and written on, and now all we have to do is attach our adorable little turtles. How cute are those? And they're little erasers, and I love that their little shells come off. How fun is that? I got these from Amazon. I will link these below. They are super cute, super cheap. You get 12 of them for like $8. Can't beat it. So all we're going to do is just use a little dab of hot glue. You don't need a ton. Just a little dabby-do. And make sure you put your turtle up enough that you can write the person's name that it's for. And the nice thing is, because these are erasers, once they want to take the turtles off of the cards, you can easily do that because it'll pop right off. So that's why I'm using hot melt glue versus like glue dots, things like that. I wanted to use something that I was sure that they could get off of the turtle when they were done. And all we're going to do is just glue these little guys down. And it just takes a tiny, tiny dab. You'll want to let them dry for a few minutes just to make sure that they are good and dry. And you'll want to press them down. I'm going to let these dry, and then I'll bring the camera up a little bit closer so you can see them. Here is the finished card. So stinking cute, super inexpensive and easy to do. And a lot of places don't let you bring in food treats. So these little erasers are absolutely perfect for that option, because you still get to give a little bit of a gift without it being super expensive or over the top, and most kids are going to love these. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. It is totally free to subscribe. Ring that bell icon because that will let you know when I post a new video. And feel free to check out my group linked below. We do a lot of fun things down there. So if you guys have any questions at all, you can ask those in my group as well. Have a great day and happy crafting.